Welcome to the ESL Southeast European Championship.
Gotta be honest though, I mean at this point it is a chance for Sinners to get...
How has he been able to just shift through like that? He's not going to go. He will, maybe another ace on the...
Oh man!
4 kills, 1 player left, and the ace.
Here comes the Bane with a double kill, and here comes the follow-up, and Jack is waiting to follow up there, and we see the triple kill come out and taking down Poppy, and they are continuing to push this one. You are going to want to get out of there, you don't want to be doubting that one, but there comes the Quadra. Are we going to see the Penta?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Got to think Lagamonster's going to release the shot. Does, in fact. His teammate's gone down, and BTN, well, he probably shouldn't have survived getting through A main at all. That was being covered off, but the missed shot, I think, cost Primordial big time there. So impressive on map 1. I'm just super disappointed that they haven't brought that form here. Blitz does deliver a nice little moment there, gets himself a weapon as well. Steffo, he has shown a proclivity for good entries, but not going to help if he cops the AWP shot as he walks into the leg. Mar takes him down. And
there you go. I am not in position to stop the rush, so the bomb will go down, and that's all that Primordial really wants. They'll lose the players, but bomb plant, that's basically all they need. Zell with a fairly sexy looking flick there to clean up Orzek. But
there we go, Primordial into the bomb site they go. Jaxi catching them off actually, drops the bomb, recovered himself an AK and gets a third. In fact, could he get a fourth? He gets a fourth, Jaxi. He just blows them off the server.
Trace of the night on the way back down from the sky where you left my soul. Can you help me fly? I can't resist, 'cause you have got a hold on me. And all these thoughts, when you are here, you light up the dark sides. To live in the night shine, you take my life and light side. You fade the dark inside. The living light shines. Trace of the night on the way back down from the sky where you left my soul. Can you help me fly? I can't resist, 'cause you have got a hold on me. And all these thoughts, when you are here, you light up the dark sides. To live in the night shine, you take my life and light every side.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hey everybody, welcome to ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. I'm Extremes and I got Prophecy with me, and as you can see we don't have all the players with us just yet, so we're probably going to just chill for a few more minutes and wait for everybody to join. What do you think, Prof? Can't hear you, man.
Sorry, changed my button. I was just gonna say, like, I think it's a reasonable assumption given the quality of the game that should be before us.
Yeah, we've got probably quite a marathon ahead of us. It should be pretty close. It should be pretty exciting. Have seen these teams before, way back in week 1, I think it was. So be one of the better games in the championship. We're just gonna wait for the players to join because, as you can see, they aren't all here, and I'm sure you don't want to hear us talk for what could be a long time. We don't know. So what I'm gonna do is maybe put on a little bit of music while that goes on, and we'll just wait for the guys to join, and then we'll get going.
Seems good.
Thanks for joining, guys. We'll chat soon.
Think that I'm a freak when I'm talking to myself, but it's like I was too weak to be someone else. You could think that I'm a creep when I'm singing alone, but it's like I couldn't see straight on my own. When I fall, it's start again, and when I feel like I'm just dead, and when somebody else. No, no, it is just stronger than myself. That's the way I have to live. Now they fall down every night. In the end, I'm not alone, and that's my life. When I fall, it's start again. And when I feel like I'm just dead, and when I go, it comes again. And now I see it's in my head. Yeah, there's something that saves me all the time. In my say, yeah, it surfaces when I'm breaking down, like a whisper in my head, coming from out of nowhere, like a whisper in my head, but I've got something to share.
Welcome, everybody, to the ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. It is game day number a lot because we've been doing this for quite some time now. I think it's game day 12, in fact, and it's Nexus versus Primordial. I'm Extremes, and I'm joined by Prophecy, and we're really excited to see what's going to happen here. This is the decider to see who goes through in Group B. Push the button, Prof.
Keep forgetting I changed it, man. Whatever.
Why
It's
did
fine.
you change it?
Because Alt does weird things to your computer when you hold that and then press other buttons. So either way, doesn't matter. What does matter is that Nexus and or Primordial need to win this.
They absolutely do. If we look at where the scores are in terms of the actual rankings in Group B, Toxic still at the top there, quite clearly at the top, 15 points. We've got Nexus on 9 in second place and Primordial on 3rd and 6th. Primordial, since if they win this, they'd actually go through because they beat Nexus the last time they played. It would be based on their head-to-head as opposed to points difference, right?
Yeah, they've beaten. If they win tonight, they will have beaten Nexus basically in the matches they had to play between each other 2-0. So they would get the points and the victory instead of Nexus.
And that makes all the difference, of course, in the championship to let you go through. And they, of course, want to go through. So for Nexus, they just need to close it out. For Primordial, they really, really, really need to win it.
To say the very least.
So basically, both of them need to win it. That's what it comes down to. Everything to play for you. First map is going to be Cash. Then we're heading to Inferno, I think. I can't remember what the third is. Is it Train?
I believe it is.
It's Train, okay. Well, pistol round time here. It is CT side here for Felix and Co. And talking about Felix, he gets himself a nice headshot for his collection.
And that is a wonderful way to start things off here. As I mean, Nexus has looked fantastic in the last couple of weeks, so they really have turned up the heat.
Well, as we say that, the kills are just coming in for Primordial thick and fast. Finally a return here from Cemente. And he's the last man left alive now. No heroics are going to come out here for Zello. He's usually the guy with the heroics in this, but Cemente, he's not going to be able to do anything there, Primordial. That is a really good start.
Yeah, fantastic start there. Cemente ends up with a bullet between his eyes after getting only one kill. So Primordial, I mean, we've seen Nexus get out to absolute flyers in the games the last few weeks. They really have looked potent when ahead. Primordial, though, a lot of slow play, which we saw last night, and it's certainly going to be working against Nexus when you have the weaponry they do in this round.
Yeah, and of course they've added some experience to their team as well in the form of Zach, the former Epsilon player. He played with Smooya and the boys in the previous season of ESCA, and he's looked pretty good, actually.
That he has. Now, Nexus is going to be hitting the A side fast. Might be able to get a bomb plant down. That'll be fantastic for the third round where they can then buy up some weapons. Cusco taking a rather sketchy fight and losing it. Nexus showing that the power of that CZ hasn't really been much reduced. Still doing huge damage there. He's going to take another fight with a second player at the truck and get the kill onto him. So two players fairly low HP. The CZs and P250s certainly within kill range.
Talking about kill range there, the FAMAS rings out the French gun. We've got a Czech gun here in the CZ75 versus the French weapon, the American weapon in the hands of Nexus, the Romanians. I mean, so what am I saying? Primordial. The wrong way around. It's the Romanian who's behind them, and they have not seen him at all. He's just found them completely off guard. Does go down, but they don't have time. No time whatsoever. I just lost my words, and they lost the round.
Yeah, Primordial just losing their heads. How the hell did they not check that corner? I mean, just assumed that they must have both looked at the same area? No communication? What the hell is that? Nexus? Well, I know what the hell it is for Nexus because it's going to be a buy, and Primordial not looking so great all of a sudden. They're going to need to buy up here to do what they can with some pistols and a UMP. Nexus, though, well, they got all the goodies.
Yep, they got everything they need to do all sorts of unspeakable things to their opponents. But still some pistols alive here. They've got some armor to work with as well, and those weapons are dangerous in the right hands. And you'd probably argue that Zach is probably the right hands on this team.
Yeah, probably should be going to Zach. So,
like how careful Nexus are being right now. That flash perfectly timed there to get them the kill. BTN also jumping in with a kill of his own. And they've got the bomb site in a bit of control. There is a gap in the smoke, though. We were talking about Zach. I was talking him up, and the commentator's curse comes in. He gets nothing for his efforts.
Yeah, unfortunately, trying to run through the smoke, but had already given his position away. And I mean, I'd just really recommend Primordial to save here. Something they can really do. They do have Deagle and armor, at the very least, on Cusco or Zek. Trying to take a fight here with the UMP. He's not going to be winning that anytime soon. Cusco jumps in there with the crazy save. Not able to recover the weapon, though. He is somewhat trapped. I can't see him making it out to safety here. Unless he fights his way to victory, that's not going to happen, though.
Gee, he sure is trying, though. 2 HP on Olzek, 10 HP on Kuzgo. Surely he's not going to get anything more. Sometime, what are you doing? You know exactly where he is. Why would you jump around that way?
Well, I've got no idea.
Well, there we go, the 2-1 for Nexus. Primordial looked so good in the pistol round, but beyond that, it's very much been the Nexus show so far early on in this game.
Yeah, that it has. Nexus obviously getting off to a rather inauspicious start with a rather one-sided pistol. That force-up, though, somehow working out. Primordial just losing their heads, as said before. So Nexus this time is going to be looking to farm up some cash here. Not looking for much else. Primordial do have that fairly dangerous UMP, but I can't see it working out. Nexus also appears keen for that B side.
Lager Monster getting aggressive, and he absolutely clotheslines Zello there. Bumped the back of his head too. He'll be feeling that when he wakes up after his death in the next round. Whew. Kills are just happening everywhere right now. This is very confused, and it's playing into the hands of Primordial quite nicely.
Yeah, pretty expensive for Nexus thus far. 2 players down against USPs, a single P250 and a UMP, so it's not great. They're actually going to recover an AK as well, and that is huge for Primordial. Let's swap that actually over to Orzek and tell him to get his backside to safety. At the moment, though, he's making quite a bit of noise trying to hop out of the heaven area, but Primordial look to be going for some exit frags at best.
Well, we could get something done, yeah. The AK's been swapped over to TAC to hang on to since he's got the HP to work with. Oh, I don't think Orzek should have been taking that fight particularly. They could have used that UMP, surely.
Yeah, they definitely could have. Especially because he also had a full head armor as well. So it's a double loss there for them.
Well, bit of silliness, but still an AK for their trouble, so they're not going to feel too aggrieved by that. And with the full buy coming in now, Felix on the AWP, we know how dangerous he can be there. I've spoken about TAC a bunch and he doesn't have any kills, so I guess that totally commentators cursed him.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, you were mentioning Felix on the AWP. I'm actually rooting for my man Zello. I think he's got some nutty tricks to show us.
Yeah, I'm also glad to see that he's got the AWP, because yesterday he didn't really pull it out that much.
I mean, I don't think he needed to. Nexus dispatched with Infamous fairly simply yesterday, to be honest. Sorry, not Infamous.
Toxic.
Toxic, yeah. They absolutely ruined Toxic, although you do have to ask the question is how motivated was Toxic for that game, considering they'd already qualified.
Yeah, that's always going to be a factor that you've got to take into account, of course. Still very slow here from Nexus, which isn't really their way usually. But I say very slow, and compared to other teams that wait until 25 seconds with 1:05 on the clock, there's still plenty of time.
Yeah, there's tons.
Cemente, I thought he might have had that on the angle, but does not bag himself anything more than a few bullets for his trouble, and he goes down. The side taking to come in here. Lagermonster and co all here. Felix, that's a really nice shot to start things off, and he's got the support of his teammates as well. Lagermonster with a double kill. Zello, we were talking about the heroics that he can maybe accomplish, but he's going to have to go above and beyond here against 5 players. That just doesn't seem reasonable, does it?
No, it does not. I mean, if you're going to try heroics, you at least have to have the slightest of openings, and Primordial shut up shop pretty damn effectively there. And, oh, Zello could have just gotten done by timing there, not spotting the player who is hopping around, trying some KZ servers. He's actually made that jump. Well done, sir.
And another. Until he falls off. But not going to matter. I don't think he missed the no-scope, Zello. That feels bad, but in the end, it's not going to matter all that much. That's around for Primordial. Nexus not able to get a single kill.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. Nexus reverting back to the pistol round.
Well, they still got money to burn,
Flat
yeah?
track bullies, maybe? Yeah,
maybe. If they take a different approach, it doesn't. It always seems to me like, oh, what was that? IGM, possibly the worst flash ever. Maybe, maybe not. Votes in chat.
Nexus and Primordial just exchanging some fire.
They're all very giving, sharing what they spawned with and what they managed to purchase.
Yeah, I mean, Nexus actually burnt quite a bit of utility for not a whole lot of map control. I mean, I assume they're going to come in with the mid-tag right now, so that's going to expand another whole chunk of their utility, but I do really wonder how they're going to get into what looks to be an A-side take at the moment, as they've only got 2 flashes and a molly. So, I mean, winning aim deals at this point, that's a bit sketchy. You don't really want to be relying too much on that.
Yeah, that is a worrying sign, as you said, using a ton of that utility. Now only got a single flash and a molly left. Running a tally going on, and oh, there's Zello with an entry, sometime also jumping in. That's IGM, of course, with a nice kill. And Orzek, he's going to be under a ton of pressure here. Still gets the kill nonetheless, and that could be crucial in the retake. Whew. There's some nice work being done here on the retake by Primordial. They are just finding everything. I really thought sometime might be a factor. They're up close, but they dealt with him super well. great flash, and now Jaxi, he's got a clutch.
He definitely does. 1 versus 3 is going to be a hard one. There's actually no utility to help him out. Yes, he's going to have to win fights. That kill will give his position away, though. Felix can just hold the angle with that orb. Flashes come through. Jaxi still has the slightest of chances, but he's really going to have to play this.
Jaxi, oh, that is huge from Jaxi. He has just eviscerated the opposition. And they so fluffed that there were 3 of them alive, Prof.
I have no idea. Why didn't you just work together? Just double peek him or something. I mean, they might not have known what HP he's on, but seriously, he's stuck in a tiny little area. You could probably even try take that sneaky door close. Maybe make something happen there, but that was just far too easy for Jaxi. 1 by 1. You can maybe forgive the first guy, but still, that just seems very, very silly play there from Primordial. And that's the second time in the clutch they've actually given it up in an advantageous situation. Cusco, take a bow, sir. Certainly made Cemente do that.
Through the box as well. His aim is on point always. He hasn't looked so good, I must say, in the last week or so compared to in the qualifiers and earlier in the championship, but he's still a potent player.
Yeah, he looks brutally powerful.
Primordial, as they tend to do, sitting passively waiting. Nexus don't seem all that keen on taking these fights, especially after that sudden stop early on. And talking about sudden stops, there's sometimes jumping in with a nice one on Felix as well.
Yeah, right now, Primordial making something work with his pistols. They do actually have a lot of map control, pushed up pretty aggressively into A main. Nexus with a heavy B slant here. This kind of needs to work. Given Primordial's positions, they do only have 2 people in the site, so kills will obviously be going through if Nexus does hit it, but timings are all important here. Zach will actually get some time, and that is the perfect start here. BTN is going to get the knowledge that Zach will be going down mid, and that will be calling a quick Nexus rotate. They realize that Zach is actually the A player, so they're running as fast as their little legs can carry them.
Jeez, they are smart, aren't they? They figured that out beautifully. Or it could just be the information. That's probably the information. But information doesn't really matter when the kills are coming in. Orzek with a double kill. Cusco also destroying them with the deagle. He got 2. Orzek got 2. And the math said that's all over.
And Nexus just not covering angles, allowing Primordial to get in there. And I think also the fact that they rotated so quickly to A sort of gave up the jig that, you know, that's what was happening. Either way, Primordial wins their first eco of the match, and Nexus now going to experience the same thing that they've experienced the last 2 times they've had to pull off ridiculous clutches. Lack of money.
It's never nice to have a lack of money. Everybody's experienced that at some point, except really, really rich people, I guess. With the lack of money here for Nexus, they've still got pistols that can be super dangerous, and they're going to be turning on the speed here a little bit. Orzek with the wide peak, that was maybe a mistake out of him, and it's going to put some extra pressure on Cusco here to deal with these players. He's dealt with 1, but doesn't get the spray down on the second. The spray transfer just going wrong there for him. And now actually a very difficult situation on the retake.
Yeah, an incredibly difficult one here. Nexus has fairly solid position, although they were stuck in the same spot.
Ooh.
Start off. Primordial though, bringing things back very, very nicely. Nexus doesn't actually have the weaponry to take these range fights though, and that will give Primordial a huge chance. They're going to lose fights as well, which definitely doesn't help your case.
That was some great work out of Primordial on the retake there. Considering it was 3v4, they could have been in some trouble, but as you said, they had the weaponry advantage, and also I think maybe Nexus a bit too eager to peek them as well.
Yeah, I mean, Nexus, I think, maybe figuring that they needed to take the fights with the weapons, but just allow them to come a little bit closer. Obviously, the CZ doesn't have that long-range headshot capability, and it certainly doesn't have the close-range headshot capability either. So you really need to take, you know, you almost have to hug the guy in the fights with CZ to make certain you get kills. And Nexus just trying to take range duels doesn't seem like a reasonable idea there.
Definitely not quite the right outcome. Felix, though, I think he found the right outcome that he was looking for, considering the angle he was holding there. Zello, one of the weapons for Nexus, is erased off the board. BTN, did he just walk through the smoke there and get a casual kill? That was... I think that must have caught them off a little bit. Now there's a big chance here for Nexus.
Far too easy there for that first kill. Primordial does still have a hell of a lot of favor going into this round. massive amounts of weaponry to do the damage. But this is a difficult bomb site to retake. Nexus doesn't have a lot of utility either. They've got a smoke that'll go down, and Molly will hold off the player in the vents. But Primordial needs to get some kills, and soon. Nexus can really hold them off for a long time in a 4 versus 3.
Such a difficult bomb site to get into, but they are going to be making their way in here. Raining death from above, Cusco, he just flies in, and he got himself a double, maybe a triple. In fact, he will get that. Cusco is so good on the retake there, and the timing's perfect for Primordial.
Yeah, good to see that they waited till everybody was in position, that all of them hit the bomb site at the same time, and Nexus didn't really have the best way to deal with a great flash as well to allow Cusco for that double kill flying through the air. I mean, can we call it the simple spot? I don't know. That seems reasonable to me.
He didn't no-scope anybody, though, but then again, it was an M4, and every shot technically is a no-scope, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I just call it the simple spot, not the simple shot.
I want the shot too, man.
No, that's unreasonable.
Yeah, you wrecked me a little bit there. 5-4, yeah, and not really wreckage yet for either team. It's been really close so far.
Yeah, at the moment it's been very much backwards and forwards. Primordial lost a couple of clutches. They could have done a hell of a lot of more work here against Nexus than they have thus far. Zello hasn't really performed up to the standards we've been expecting the last couple of weeks. Primordial has kept quite a lid on the fiery AWPer thus far in the first map.
Yeah, he's usually typically potent in the pistol rounds, but he didn't get anything this time around. That's unusual to see. Lagermonster doing his best impression of a barrel there behind the smoke. 1 kill for him, and Orzek, oh, he might be caught looking the wrong way, but no, he's quite alright, and he's got the backup of his teammate as well. Zach not allowing anything in there, and this could be a nice angle there out of Felix.
Yeah, really has fallen apart against Primordial here for Nexus at the moment, as the Greek team is going to lose their AWPer. They do still have a 2-on-1, so it's not the end of the world here. Jaxi at this point is going to have to take a fairly aggressive start.
Oh my word, is this a movie we've seen before? Jaxi in a 3v1? Can he do it? Oh, Cusco. That was, you know, you'd think it wouldn't happen twice in the same half, and Cusco stops it, but it almost looked on there for a second for Jaxi.
Yeah, that half a second moment of hope. But, I mean, Primordial, as I said, they're just playing very, very well as a team. This is the one problem that we've had with Nexus, is that they go through these periods of looking fantastic as a team, but it's really 5 individual players just going ham at around about the same time. They haven't looked very, very good in terms of team play. It has come back to bite, like it's a couple of other teams when they really do get firing. Nexus somewhat runs over the opposition. Here, looks like Primordial have got a very, very powerful wall, which is just blocking the Nexus boys.
Oh, that wall, the first of it landing on the heads there is Lagermonster. Felix and Zach also jumping in with their own kills, and that will be that. That was just a massacre.
Yeah, very, very easy one at that, as Primordial grabs their 7th, well on their way to winning a map that is very, very slightly T-favored these days, like maybe 8-7.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, I mean, not massively in favor of the Ts or the CTs at this point, so Nexus, yeah, they got some work to do, because you don't really want to be giving up 8 or 9 rounds to the CTs on this map, especially given how strong Primordial has looked in the slope days. And Felix, okay, tries it twice, doesn't work out a 3rd time though.
That's some amazing work out of him though, and very ballsy as well. Zach jumping in with his own kill there. We've got Cementa and BTN, the guys left alive. Both powerful players. Cementa we haven't seen too much of on this map. Usually such a force for this team. He's going to have to do something rather special here if they want to come back into this one.
Yeah. Cementa and BTN, the last 2 players for Nexus. It doesn't say that.
They're dead. Everybody's dead. We're watching the
Wreckage.
Sixth Sense. Only seen dead people.
That we do. So Primordial at this point 8-4 up, and looking good for at the very least 10 rounds here. I think they'll certainly get 9. It really just depends on how willing Nexus is to save. They haven't shown the greatest proclivity for saving, but could still help them out.
maybe a little bit more financial responsibility would have left them on rifles at this point, but still, you can't fault Primordial at all in this. They've done some great work. It was 5-4, and in fact 4 all at one point. So from their side, it was looking dangerous for a bit, and they've managed to actually draw out a fairly handy lead here against Nexus. Early on, Nexus were looking quite hot.
Yeah, right now they've cooled right off, unfortunately. So they've been able to work magic a couple of times with these pistols, but Primordial, they're... I mean, what is anti-magic these days? I mean, I know there's an anti-mage in Dota 2, but what is the actual term for anti-magic?
You're talking about Magic. Zello delivering some. No clean shots, but they are shots nonetheless, and they're landing. BTN also with a kill himself there. Now, very difficult situation here for Primordial. I don't even know if it's maybe worth them going for it. Of course, they do have some money built up, but now that money is going to be eroded as those kills continue there. Lagger Monster is gone down, and Felix, he's the last man left alive. It's one for him, but is there really that many more when he's being surrounded and squashed from all sides? Yeah, he's in a garbage compactor at the moment.
Yeah, that he is Zello trying to hunt him down and will not win that fight. Felix continues to do some work, but then sometime, well, he completes the magic trick.
He threw the AWP away. Oops.
What?
Jaxie. I think he was maybe trying to throw an AK to his teammate who was right behind him, and he threw the AWP away and picked up an M4 by mistake. So, oops.
Mistakes were made. Second to last round, Nexus looking to recover what up until the last round was looking like a fairly shaky half. They could still make it happen, but Primordial, they've looked hellaciously good since that fourth round for Nexus, and at this point, Primordial, well, in control of the map. They don't really have much utility, though that could be a problem in the late round, especially in any retake scenario, but for now, Nexus still has to actually find their way onto a bomb site before Primordial can get anything done.
And finding your way onto the bomb site is, of course, the trick here. Primordial, as you were saying just a little while ago, have been somewhat of a brick wall. They've been stopping Nexus quite effectively. But it is, as you said, also, you keep saying all these clever things, Prof. I don't know what it is. Something about you. You're clever. But
no, I've just got this like whole little list of things written on a little page next to my screen. I read off those.
Oh, okay, cool. I
Cue
should
cards,
do
didn't you
that
know?
next time.
They work so damn well.
8-5. So far, Primordial CT side has been working pretty damn well in this map. Nexus with a late surge, maybe an opportunity to reset the economy of Primordial.
I mean, it's 30 seconds into the round, or 30 seconds left in the round. Nexus actually hasn't seen or shot at a player. Cool. And I go down.
Felix, he's completely blind, but gets the kill nonetheless, and it was in fact a collateral. That's some great work out of him. Sometime doing his best to do his own great work, but no great shakes for him. He goes down 9-5, and things were happening rather quickly there. On that entry, Felix missed the easiest of shots, and then he hits a completely blind shot and kills two guys with one.
Well, I mean, I certainly remember another player doing something similar. They're missing a whole stack of easy shots, then hitting all of the hard ones to finish off the round. And Primordial, well, they might not have a person called Black Poison on their team, but they certainly did have the spirit in that round of the man himself.
The hero AWP, well, might just be proof to be a hero after all in this particular round. That was some nice work, playing his spawn beautifully. Sometimes, if he gets the timing, and he does get the timing, in fact, Felix missed the shot, and things are going really terribly here for Primordial. This should be the round here for Nexus, unless something heroic comes out of these Primordial players. He's making a bit too much noise. How did he not hear him? Why, BTN, did you turn around? Still got him, but that was it's like, are your headphones plugged in?
Yeah, you gotta wonder about that. Oh, I mean, unfortunately, Lagermonster's got no head to put headphones on, as Zello cleans that up 9-6, so a slight recovery for Nexus. It was looking a lot worse, but still Primordial looked well the better team in that half. And they'll have quite a bit of confidence going into the AT half now.
Yeah, that's going to give them that boost that they need. As to whether it's enough of a boost, I guess we shall have to see. Primordial were put in the total shutdown round in the last pistol, but of course when you swap over, you got the Glocks. It's a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, just a tiny, small difference in the story.
Well,
Primordial does play. Yeah, sorry, I was just gonna say Primordial does play a much slower T side than Nexus does.
That is true. We do expect to wait for a very, very long time, yeah, compared to what we've been growing accustomed to from Nexus. But no, they're going a bit quicker, and that's going to work for them for the first kill anyway. They need a bit more from this, and Orzek duly delivers double kill. Zelo, though, with a pistol, always a threat, yeah. And they are worried about some kind of a flank, but there won't be a flank at all. Bomb is down. Zelo and Sometime, they're going to have to work together and find themselves some kills. They've got the time, but they don't have the lives, do they? They're getting dropped here and into the 2v1. Primordial, they just need to play this smartly. No reason to overpeak or get too aggressive here. And it's all on Zelo to be the aggressor here and get up close. And while he gets up close, and Orzek, triple kill out of him. That's some great work.
Yeah, that is huge work for Primordial, and sets him up perfectly for this half now. 10-6. As long as they don't make that same mistake they did, where they somehow lost a 1 versus 2 clutch against a player on a P250, they should be fine. Primordial at this point have got it all in their favor.
It's a perfect start. Exactly what you want if you're Primordial and for Nexus. I think they were probably expecting to have an easier time of it here than it's been so far.
Certainly, their early playstyle made it look like that, but they've actually gotten a lot more passive almost at this point. BTN, though, will fly in the face of any passivity, rushing in to 4 players. He's done huge damage to Zack as well. And Primordial could still end up losing this. Mate taking quite a bit of damage running through that molly. Zelo holding his flank.
Still very dangerous, yeah. HP going to be an issue. Some kills coming in there, the headshots. Still a 2v2 somehow. Zack, he's left alone on 9 HP. He's in such a difficult situation now. Sometime has got the AK. Surely should have this in hand if he finds the right sort of timing and a little bit of luck. And talking about luck, sometimes you need luck, and he needed it that time.
Jeez. I mean, it didn't even look like his ammo was... Sorry, his AK was trained on the player, but somehow the spray just works out.
Yeah, maybe moving just a little bit there for a second or something might have caused that. Primordial immediately on the force fire, not even able to get a single rifle.
Yeah, Primordial playing a little bit more conservatively than we saw Nexus do. But Nexus has been pretty good at these anti-egos, to say the least.
Has indeed been working out quite nicely. Orzek with the Deagle. We have seen some nice shots so far in this game and throughout the season. You always feel when he's got that weapon, maybe something crazy is going to happen.
Yeah, right now, Primordial is looking for something to happen. Who's going to get burnt alive? Zack gets a return kill, but they do unfortunately semi-line up for Zelo, who's happily going to take their lives off their hands.
Yeah, they don't need them. Surplus the requirements. And Nexus now draw within 2, and this should be another round easily in the bank for them against a full save.
Yeah, they should make hay while the sun shines and farm up here. They've actually got, what is it, three SMGs. So yeah, should be rolling in the dough after this round, unless Primordial can pull off something utterly insane with the Glocks.
Looks like an A-plant attempt, yeah, with the smoke. Don't know, maybe you probably need a flash as well to get out there. So even with the smoke, they're still going to need to get some kills. And actually, they don't wait for it. So running in straight away. Cementa, he should have some freebies here on his hands, making hard work of it, but he gets 2 nonetheless. And he might be on for a 3rd. In fact, he will be. Probably less exciting than I made it sound, though.
Well, I mean, it was fairly easy cleanup. 5 players allowed for Nexus. They will be walking into this round with what we would call the bonus weapons. The UMPs and the MP9 are severely underpowered against the AKs, but do get that monetary bonus. So if you can get a kill with them, however unlikely as it is, you end up much, much better going into the next round afterwards. And even if you lose, it's not the biggest loss at the end of the day.
No biggie, although it was a pretty big headshot considering this is the buy round for Nexus, and it, well, buy round for Primordial as well. Nexus going for the bonus round, shall we say, keeping those SMGs, and with that first player going down, it's going to need some rather more close range engagements for them to be effective.
Yeah, they definitely will need to be up close and personal with these SMGs, especially given the loss of that M4. Nexus could be in with a real tough time.
Ooh, the only player with the rifle there peaks the only low HP player. What are the chances? I guess 1 in 5 actually. But in we go. Zach there waiting for that smoke to bloom so that he can get himself some space on the side. Nice flash out of BTN to slow them up here. And now the ideal range for something like an MP9. What will he be able to do? Nothing. Zach with the double kill. He is just entering for days.
Yeah, wonderful kill there. Good spray control. Just pulls it over to the second player, picks him up as well. As Nexus is going to try and make something happen here. It is a 2 versus 4. They do have some utility, but unless they get a kill in the next, say, 5 seconds, I just don't think it's going to be the easiest retake to make happen. And with that, some time goes down. Jaxi, he's already on 41 HP. Time to bug out, my friend. I think that M4, as well as a kit, well worth saving. You get a kill, but you can't expect much more.
What?
Never mind. Takes Zach's head clean off.
Going to be looking for the ace here. Who needs the round when you could possibly get an ace? But no, it is not possible, Lager Monster. He says no. Denied.
Yeah, to be fair, I think that round was a lot less close than it appeared. Primordial was well favored, even though the 1 versus 3 went horribly pear-shaped for them. Next, somehow pulling it through. Or should I say, Jaxi nearly pulling it through. And
Again.
still, huge damage dealt to Primordial, even though they did win. You can actually see they've got worse weaponry and worse utility on 3 players than the previous round. So, time to buck up, because life's about to get hard for Primordial.
Well, the bonus round works out fairly well there for Nexus if you consider they still got everything they need. They got all the weaponry and they got 4 kills, which leaves Primordial in a little bit more of a difficult spot than a round win would usually imply.
So right now, it's not a whole lot of anything going on. Primordial playing the typically slow style. Nexus not really getting too aggressive, just jumping for information at this point. But a lot less.
Somebody shoot somebody already. Everybody's got guns. Why is nobody dead?
I mean, Primordial is looking to set up for what appears to be a mid to A take here. Nexus has got a fairly spread out attack. Often you'll see 2 players in mid. This time you'll see 2 players actually on the A site. And with that, they don't need 2 players in mid because BTN's picking up easy kills.
Yeah, this is actually the time is bleeding away here rather quickly. 2 towards B, trying for a fake. Is this really going to draw enough of them? Considering that you've got only 2 players towards A. In fact, it is causing the wholesale rotation. That's a big fail out of Nexus. They're still getting the kills, but the bomb plant is now unopposed. I think if Felix had maybe gotten that, they would be in a bit of a better position post-plant here. So still difficult for Primordial, but the fake absolutely bored hook, line, and sinker there by Nexus.
Yeah, and I mean, fantastically played there by Primordial. I just don't think Nexus really got the timings 100% correct there. Either way, it's all on Cusco. He's got to do most of the damage in this retake scenario.
He's got a flank coming in on him as well, so he's going to have to go absolutely God mode, and he does go God mode. In fact, gets 1, 2, and then still alive, but only for a second. BTN with that flank that I mentioned, he saves the round for them, because if you look at the HP on Jaxi and Zello, that could have gotten dicey.
That could have gotten very, very dicey. For Jaxi, though, it is a round too late for his heroics, but he'll pick it up anyway. So Nexus completely crushes the Primordial economy and gives themselves the best possible chance of making it through to the next round.
Oh, that's some great work. I'm getting some buffering now for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm at 150.
Yeah, I'm around about there, 145.
Okay, so we're almost synced. What are
Zello?
you thinking about?
About Zello, about who? Sorry. I'm thinking about Zello, soon to be giving Primordial a bullet for one of their players on the brain. Yeah, they got bullets on the brain and through the brain.
Yeah, that has been happening rather a lot. Who would have thought that had happened in Counter-Strike? You know, game where people shoot at each other. For Primordial, not a force buy really, it's just something to equalize the money. A couple of upgraded pistols. BTN. He makes hard work of it, doesn't take any damage though, so I guess no harm, no foul, but it could have gone worse. Talking about could have gone worse, I don't think it can go worse here in this particular round for Primordial. That's getting dropped.
They're getting absolutely nailed there. Nexus evens it up for the first time in quite a while. And Primordial's slow T-sides just don't seem to be working that well against Nexus. Losing too many players on the entries means that the retakes always end up being a very, very difficult scenario for them.
So we got a buy here on Primordial again as the game hits 11 all. Very close here. I think this is Primordial's map pick, right?
Yes, I believe it was.
Well, they definitely need to win this. This, of course, is the game that's going to decide who goes through to the playoffs in second place behind Toxic. If you're a betting man, you'd probably say Nexus, but Primordial started so well, yeah. You'd almost think that they might have had it in the bag until things changed around in the last 5 rounds.
I mean, that was the one thing that we did say, is that Nexus has looked very, very powerful when they get going. Maybe this is just a map that's taken them a little bit longer, because right now, Primordial hasn't done a whole huge amount of damage in the last few rounds, to be fair.
Yeah, they have struggled a bit. They are struggling for utility here as well. And part of the slow play styles, of course, is you do need some of that late round to get into the bomb sites, because you leave yourself a lot of work to do in terms of kills when you bleed the time as late as Primordial do.
They're doing, looks like it's just a full A stack. 1 player going out mid, 4 players going out through a main. No, sorry, there's one in.
That's ideal for Jaxi, but not ideal for Legamons. And that's probably going to be the information as well. They should have a rotation towards A coming out now with the noise that's coming in. Who needs noise though when everything's dying? Cemented with a double kill. BTN with his own double. Very nice headshots to round it out. 12 to 11. Primordial with no answers in that round.
Has Primordial even gone B?
Once, I think.
Because that, I don't know, that just seemed very telegraphed. They have the player in mid, they have the player at the squeaky door.
I almost had hope there that it would be a rush B. Now that the nade's gone, a lot of teams would have rushed behind it, but not Primordial. They're taking their sweet time.
They are. Nexus playing, at this point, I mean, it's very standard. Nexus is not really doing anything crazy here. There's no funny setups.
They haven't really been tested or had to do anything too crazy. Is a nade kill coming in sometime while he's moving and flashed. Sprays that player down. Of course, no armor on these players, so pretty easy kills coming in. Nothing too exciting. Sometime, just another day at the office.
Yeah, another day picking up another 3k as Nexus get to a 13th round. Primordial, though, starting to run out of chances now. They have to win this round, or otherwise they are almost in... Come on. I would say forced by territory, but forced to force by, basically, because I don't think they want Nexus to get to 15. At this point, though, the Romanian CT side has looked potent, and this clever little boost. We've seen a number of teams actually pick it up. Oh, good flashes, though, from Primordial to get themselves. You can see how quickly they're getting control of mid. This means a lot more, because Nexus now doesn't have the positioning, don't have the rotations in place to make things happen, as Orzek, he looks to be ready to take a fight in that vent, and that could be a double kill if he gets his timings correct.
BTN. Nade lands in his front pocket there. That's not going to make him feel good. He'll feel like he needs a little pick-me-up after this round. Then again, if he gets a few kills, he'll feel pretty good about himself. Jaxie's going to be feeling great. He gets the double kill there. Caught them completely off guard, and that could be the round already right there.
Yeah, I mean, the first movement towards B for Primordial, it's going to get shut down by Jaxie, who has had an absolutely storming game. He's going to grab himself a third, because why not? And all of a sudden, Kuzco, the last remaining player, not for very long though, as Primordial lose the 14th round to Nexus, and now they are in dire straits. They need to either force up here or take one hell of a chance allowing Nexus to get to the 15th. They have not looked good in force buy situations. They certainly haven't looked great on this T side, and Nexus are eating them for breakfast, lunch and dinner at this stage.
I always like a bit of Greek.
Pudding? Sorry. Yo.
Kills coming in nonetheless. Felix with a nice headshot, and they're just trucking into the site. They're in such a hurry to get you. And Cusco, he's doing some great work. Not going to be alive for much longer, though, with some time coming in on the retake. It's not even bomb down territory just yet, but he's come in and he shut it down. Tak has to clutch. We know he can, but he's had quite a quiet map so far.
That he has. I mean, he is making a move towards the B site, though, so maybe trying to play the ultra long game, but unfortunately timings are going off in Nexus' head. If he hasn't planted in the A side as yet, then it's almost certainly going to be the B side hold. And they have a player that has quick rotation through the vents. They've loved that boost into the vents, as Nexus could come back to not only help them, but certainly, well, I mean, positions actually have given them the forewarning. And Tak is not going to be aware of the player coming up behind him. He's going to win the first fight, though. That's a great situation, but perfectly timed by Nexus as Jaxi picks it up.
Jaxi. The last man left alive how many times in this game? As you said, he's had a barnstorming game.
At this point, he should be an action hero. He seems to be the last guy alive in so many situations, just beating all the terrorists.
It's also good to see him on the rifle doing so well. Like, I recall him doing some great things on train, particularly on the double AWP, you know, when he's been the secondary AWPer, but here on the rifle, having a very good game, and that's good to see because he has been a little bit quiet in the last week.
Yeah, I mean, especially because Zello and Cementa, the two players that have been going absolutely ham the last week or two, are actually very quiet this game. They're both sitting at only about 13 kills, the rest of the team on 20. So when your two powerhouses have gone quiet, you really do need your third star to come up. Jaxie's looked to be with BT, and they seem to share that role of the third star, and they've pitched up brilliantly tonight, especially Jaxie in the clutches.
Exactly when Nexus needed it. Talking about needed, Primordial need this one because this is map point for Nexus. They are in a fair bit of trouble here. They've still got the weaponry, they've got everything they need to do the work, but are they going to be able to do it? So far, it hasn't really looked possible for them.
No, it hasn't. At this stage, though, Primordial.
Cusco, that was rather dirty, and Lagamonster, he could be doing some of the dirty here himself. 2 kills, how did he do that? He was on fire, and he killed both players at like such a wide angle away from each other. What is going on?
Well, what is going on is Primordial might get their first round in quite a while on the T side. They've lost all but one of them. As Nexus, I mean, we were just mentioning that Zello and Cementa have not had the best of games thus far. Now's the time to step up, young men, and Zello's not going to have the angle this. The bomb will go down. This means a very, very difficult retake. Cementa itching to go through that smoke. I mean, Nexus could actually take the chance here. They do have enough money to buy into the next round. Zello playing very, very patiently as he waits for Cementa to get better positioning.
Cementa just getting undone there on the angle. I thought he might spot Felix, but he never did. Zello almost doing one of his trademark flying off shots, but didn't manage to get the shot off. So 15-12, plenty of money still available for Nexus, and they've got 3 rounds still in the bag on the map point. It's pressure still on Primordial.
Yeah, and I mean, especially given how the last round went, you don't really know if that's going to be another possibility. Primordial got 2 crazy shots, one from Cusco, and then it was Lagamonster who got an absolutely ridiculous double kill while standing in a molly. So that's not something you can rely on too often. It certainly has worked a couple of times, and Tak almost gets the double. Doesn't quite complete it, never mind. Ozek grabs him through smoke.
That's some good work, and they've got themselves a little space on the map. Depends on BTN though, and BTN, ever dependable as he has been, fails for the one time in the map where it maybe matters most. Cemente's on 5 HP, he's still alive. But this is going to be super difficult. Zello's going to have to be an absolute hero here. The only question is, why is the bomb not rotating over? They've left it far back, and that might give Nexus a chance.
I mean, Nexus is going to be hearing all sorts of noises and understand that the bomb probably isn't close. Primordial, are they overthinking this though?
They very well could be. Zello on the angle, yeah. He's very aware of where Ozek is. And this could be a big mistake for them to come in here. They don't have a smoke for the cross either. They're going to have to hope that these flashes are absolutely on point. Otherwise, Zello's going to wreck them.
I mean, I've never seen a team want to retake a site twice in a map, but I guess that's what Primordial's deal is here. Cementa's got the perfect position, though. He could be the utterly game-breaking player. He's going to miss that first shot, and that is hugely important. He needs to take the right fight, doesn't. does go down, and that'll be the end of that. But had he gotten the kill on that bomb planter, there could have been real chances for Nexus to pick up the map win.
Yeah, that got really close. I don't know why Primordial continue to fixate on that side. I would have actually probably at that point just gone A. You know, by the noises anyway, that those
4D dimensional chess.
Jeez.
What's he doing? What's Armai doing? You know, maybe they've rotated to that side. I don't know. Let's try to take a chance on B. Like I said, I think if they'd taken control of B, just hold B. At least keep that in Nexus's mind rather than leave the entire set and almost have to get a retake. If they lose a player on the entry there again, I mean, what kind of situation are they in?
Going a lot faster here are Primordial. Maybe that's going to undo them sometime with a double kill. In fact, triple kill sometime is just destroying them in this round. We're not seeing it, unfortunately. But do we need to see it when he's just dropping everything left, right, and center down the middle? The win for Nexus, 16-13. Primordial did their very best there, but their best wasn't quite enough on Cash.
Yeah, and I mean, they looked like a completely different team once they started getting the speed going. Those last 2 rounds they did win really caught Nexus off guard. That, however, is not the way they wanted to end it.
Yeah, well, break time for us. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
Red Bull gives you wings.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
The feeling starts. I put a wall around my heart, but you're breaking it down. It falls to the ground, 'cause I had lost what you just found. The noise all around, I'm drowning it out, like we're the only ones in the crowd. 'Cause you save me now, save me now, save me now, save me now, save me now.
Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night. Race all of these broken dreams in flight. And we'll fly. Up here, we're free, bound only by frozen memories, lost in time, racing all these broken dreams tonight, and we'll fly.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Someone else, you could think that I'm a creep when I'm singing all alone, but it's like I couldn't see straight on my own. Something that saved me all the time. Even though it's it feels when I'm breaking down, like a whisper in my head, coming from out of nowhere, like a whisper in my head, when I got something to say. gave a shit and you still packed all your stuff. And I gave you the world, but enough is enough. Now I know things are different. I know that you're different. Just know that I let go the next time you hear this. I never thought that I would be here alone. I'm just like a ghost now, I just here to roam. I know things are different, I know that I'm different. Just know that I let go the next time you hear this. And I gave a shit and you still packed all your stuff. And I gave you the world, but enough is enough. Now I know things are different. I know that you're different. Just know that I let go the next time you hear this. And I know that next year I'll move on from this rut. I'll let time do its work and I'll patch up this cut. And I know that next year I'll move on from this rut. I'll let time do its work and I'll patch up this cut.
Could it be? Are we finally starting the second map?
Possibly.
I'm not
There's a
sure I
stabbing
believe it.
match going on.
Oh, geez. Well, at least we're going again. Sorry for the delay, guys. It was Sack for the side of Primordial that had some kind of issue. He's just gone, so we've got a sub.
Yeah, left and didn't answer his phone.
Wow, what a teammate.
Some kind of call beginning with a B, I guess.
Yeah, you got to answer those, eh?
He certainly did.
So here we go. This is the map pick in Nexus. They did some fantastic work on Cash. Primordial's map pick. Primordial, though, on the side that you probably want to be on here. It's quite an even map, but still, CT is often where you want to be if you want to get off to a good start. But this is some traditional play out of Nexus. Zello looking to enter with that pistol, and he's so effective at it.
That he is. And I wonder how much this sub is going to affect Primordial. Ooh,
Never mind. Zello, though, on the entry, he also gets himself a kill. I was just talking him up, and instead of Costa's cursing him for once, he is just wrecking everything. 2 kills in quick succession there for Zello. And that is the bomb down, possibly with it the round.
Yeah, this is going to be a very difficult one for Primordial. It's 4 versus 3. They don't really have the positioning either. Nexus has some fairly good after-plant spots, although the fights can still go the way of Primordial. These fights should not be taken. BTN going to just drop there. Zero needs to be very careful. His head is, well, it's popping up and mowing down the players just like that. Nexus completes the round. Zello, the Superman, picking up 3.
Geez, that's good to see Zello doing what he does on pistol rounds. He was quite quiet on the pistols on the previous map, but yeah, returns to form. And for Primordial, it's got to wonder with Sack not there, we got Eliosk instead. Don't know the player, so I don't know about
no,
the chances.
he was there before Zack was.
Was he?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
He played like the first 2 games, or the first game, or yeah, I think it was like the first 2 games he played for Primordial instead of Zack, then Zack came on.
It's so long ago, I can't remember anymore. And who needs to remember when you're getting your heads destroyed? Memories with them. What? Jaxie? Oh, it's some funny stuff coming in there. No funny business, however, on the B-bomb site. Sometime he will round that round out. It is the roundest round ever because it was rounded out.
Have you ever seen that new thing that they're trying to create? Like, it's the new way they want to measure the kilogram.
Oh.
It is the roundest object in the universe.
Oh.
It is a ball that if it were blown up to the size of the Earth, the distance between the highest point and lowest point would be 14 meters.
What are you
That's
talking
how
about?
round it is.
Okay.
Oh.
So
What
that's,
is Lagan Monster shooting at?
so is that some non-Euclidean geometry there for us?
No, I'll show it to you later.
Okay. I was trying to sound clever, didn't work.
Okay. Okay, I have no idea how the two players that were boosted up somehow didn't get spotted by the player peeking from the A side.
Yeah, that was a bit strange. But overall, aside from the silliness, unremarkable. We'll all see the buy for Primordial Felix on the AWP. Or albeit for Nexus, but they're not going to be too worried about that. They're just building the bank so long.
That they are. And I mean, just to give everybody a little bit of context, if Nexus wins this game, they are through to the next round. They're through to the playoffs next weekend. So Primordial absolutely has to win here, or they are staying at home, not going home.
I seem to recall the admin saying something about Primordial not quite understanding what their win condition is. They thought they might be out of it already. Could that be why Zach is not around? Ooh, sometime. Cusco's no longer around either.
He's not. Nexus though does still have this lurk at the A side. It's double lurk. So Primordial could actually be caught with their pants down here if things do not go their way.
Some interesting play out of Nexus. Very much more considered than we'd usually see out of them. They're usually quite gung-ho and running into bomb sites. And yeah, they're working their way in very slowly, very methodically. And as I say methodically, somebody dies through a USB. That was some strange stuff, but it's not going to matter, I don't think, in the round overall. 2 kills in quick succession. Also, definitely a gold star for that plant.
Yeah, that's a plant that I first saw Glaive using. So it does prevent you from getting shot through the box, which is common for, at the very least, AWPers, and a lot of riflers also do spam the box through the smoke when they're locked out.
Ooh, some great work coming in here. They've gotten 2 kills. I don't think the AWPer should be able to get away, and he's not going to. Felix, poor man, gets planted in the ground. Lagamonster now not really in a position to do too much about this, but still some good economic damage coming in. Just maybe he should have... the AWPer Felix should have looked to get out of there. Oh, that was surprising. If you Lagamonster... Oh no. Oh no. That is bad news for Primordial right there.
Yeah, that is terrible news for Primordial. They are going to lose everything, and they'll be forced onto saves. And they... I mean, Nexus looked good on saves. Primordial unfortunately did not in the last map. I mean, apart from that one crazy round that they happened to win near the end. But all that did was make the scorecard look a little bit more respectable. Here, though, Nexus is well favored to win. They can get the first kill, they get the second sometime. Trading it out, indeed, and that is going to leave Primordial in a rather terrible situation. Lagamonster actually catches a grenade as well and loses quite a heavy chunk of HP. Nexus, very keen on the safe side though. Lots of players here, so bodies on hand. They are going to lose a player, not checking corners though. Cemente goes down, traded out. That leaves Jaxi and some time left, and just like that, Lagamonster with Big Papa Pump are the only remaining members of Primordial.
Poor guy, all out on his ownish again. Feels very similar to what happened to him on the previous round, actually. He's just got a lot less HP here to deal with, and I guess saving the AK is okay, considering they did take a save there. It wasn't really a force buy, no armor for any of them. So
there was a couple of players with armor.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think Ozek picked up armor, and I think Felix grabbed armor.
They all had about sort of 2,000-ish. I only saw one player buying below that, so surely should be a buy, yeah?
No, they'll definitely have a buy. I was just saying that I think that a couple of them did have armor. Either way, I mean, still, you're coming out of this round pretty much ahead with an AK. I don't think anybody would want to take a shotgun into the next round over an AK.
Nah, definitely not. Not going to happen. There's Nexus with the 5-0. We do know recently Nexus have been really good on this map. We haven't seen them play it a lot in SEC, but in other championships, apparently their record is pretty spotless on Inferno. So, yeah, you got to be a bit worried if you're Primordial, especially with a start like that. They're playing with a sub, which is already a deficit, and now with the 5-0 against them, even more of a deficit.
Yeah, I mean, Nexus are close to an acceptable half already. I think usually once you get to about 6, you're okay on in the current meta of CSGO. So it really is. I mean, you said it's a fairly even map. I think historically it's even. At the moment, it seems very C-decided.
That Jaxie nade, he could have gotten his head ripped off there, but instead he lands it. Some nice work on Felix. Felix going to feel like a number was done on him there.
Well, I feel something else might have been done on him there.
Things you can't say on ESL casts again, right?
No, definitely not. Although, to be fair, there have been some international casters that have gotten away with some saucy comments.
Oh, this
Not
past
going to be
weekend.
getting... Yeah, Felix not going to land a saucy shot there. As all of a sudden, Nexus into butter up Primordial, who's doing some pretty good cooking of their own here as trades go backwards and forwards. It's a 3 versus 3, and just now a 2 versus 3, 2 versus 1. As Cusco, the last remaining player, he's got an AWP. I mean, at this point, that's like trying to open up... Oh, I mean, that's like trying to open up a can with a hammer. I just don't see that going to be working very well.
A sledgehammer.
I think a sledgehammer, you could probably open the can. You wouldn't be able to consume the can.
Well, the
But,
contents thereof, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cusco's being locked out of the extra smoking to get them some time. Jaxie continuing his form overall on this map, though. Triple kill in that particular round. And that was quite the gunfight. It was like a Western John Wayne movie there in A-side.
Gunfight at the OK... what is it? Gunfight at the OK Corral?
Yes, it is. Cusco
Though
getting out of
admittedly,
dodge.
there's a lot... Yeah, there's a lot of debate as to who was on the right side. Might have just been like a straight-up execution. She listened to some of the stories.
Bit more history coming out for you folks.
To be fair, I know very little about the how the West was won, as the term goes. Either way, Primordial is going to need to win something. Might even be, well, it's not necessarily the West, but it's certainly something right now. As they're currently 0-6.
Ouch.
It's the boys from Romania, and that nade is going to do some huge damage. Either way, though, Nexus are in no mood for waiting, as they're going to grab themselves 2 quick kills, and just like that, Primordial back in the dumpster at this point, as Felix trying to clean that mess up. Doesn't appear to be the easiest. Elosec also doing his part, but Nexus, well, they've run in like a pile of rabid animals and are tearing Primordial limb from limb.
Well, Felix doing some work to bring it back. They've got kits, so maybe time available for them. Yeah, Zello fairly low as well. Wouldn't necessarily think it's the best time to go for it, but I guess if you're chasing the game just as much as they are, maybe they feel they have to.
I can try something fancy. Oh, boosting over. That'll get them 1 kill, but I mean, at this point, I still don't see them having enough time to make this happen.
Well, there the molly did go down, so maybe, just maybe, and maybe is right. I think 12 HP there on Felix. The molly didn't deny him for long enough. And that is some luck and some skill coming in for Primordial in that round. Finally on the board.
I'm still so confused how that round went down. Fantastic play by Primordial. Nexus, though, will be quite upset with that, I think. That was a round that they had basically all but won and then somehow conspired to throw it away at the end.
Doing their best. Oh, some aggression out of Ozek. Pushed up quite far, I'd say. Quite exposed, but he still gets the kill nonetheless on Cemente. And now with the player down and 1 minute 30 on the clock, you gotta say, for Nexus, maybe not the start they would have wanted in the round.
Definitely not. Well, they're going to be charging into the B site now, and I mean, we talked about bad starts, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you end, as all of a sudden Nexus have ended the first part of this round, and could very well end the back half of this round as Primordial in a 2 versus 2. This looks like a much harder one to win here, as Nexus has better positioning in the 2 players. Zello gets the first kill, Zello gets the second kill, takes both. And just like that, Primordial, well, I mentioned that they were in the dumpster last round. This time, they've been shipped out to the trash heap and set light, I think.
Jeez, ouch. I think you're about like 2 seconds ahead of me, maybe 3 seconds ahead of me for some reason on the feed. Stop getting ahead of yourself, Prof.
Oh?
Hello. Ooh! The Zeus coming in. Maybe a bit more than 2 seconds, shall we say. And now with another 1 minute 30 on the clock. Another player dead for Nexus, but this time around 2 players dead for Primordial on the force buy, so it doesn't seem to be going their way at all.
No, it does not.
Well, that got awkward for a second, but Lagermonster, he managed to pick up an AK, so that'll help their effort potentially, but with no armor on 2 players here, don't know if a retake is on the cards.
Certainly doesn't appear to be.
Especially not when the first player gets sprayed down in that manner, and maybe for Lagermonster he needs to just hang on to this, but again, they're chasing the game so much, might be worth sticking around, and there's why that plant is so important. He managed to get away with it, and sometime he gets away with all of it. He gets double kill. That is it. Triple kill in the round for him overall. Sometime, well, this is his time, and he's shining.
He very much is there, getting that double kill. I mean, you can see that bomb plant there, just a little small thing there, spraying through the box. No longer works if you plant in that spot over there. So for those that haven't seen it before, abuse it. It is very, very good.
A little tricky to line up on the fly, but when you know what you're doing, you got it. Cusco usually knows what he's doing, but so far been befuddled a little bit. He'll be forced through as well. Zello was a little flashed, but not flashed enough. Clearly, Zello, that spray transfer, he was pre-firing the corner, and then there happened to be Orzek just a little to his right, and it didn't matter. He executed him anyway.
Yeah, far too easy there for Nexus on the entries, as they do also set themselves up very, very well here. I think 8 rounds on the T-half already, quite likely 9. And Primordial, I mean, they've all but lost this map. You've got to feel like at this point, Nexus looking outstanding.
Yep, they are just knocking them around, beating them up. Primordial are going to be spitting their teeth out after some of these rounds.
That they are. And while we wait, how far into the round is it for you exactly?
The time is obviously not here because the bomb is planted, so I guess
we'll describe what's happening right now.
Elios just got a headshot.
See, because YouTube is attempting to prevent me from falling behind, in that whenever I try to pause the stream for like a second, it then reloads the stream. Good. I mean, it's great because YouTube's being a dog, but like I don't want it to be. You know, it's like you're too nice to me, YouTube. Please stop doing this.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've tried to actually realign it, but it won't let me either. So I don't know what it is today. But hey, if we talk about not knowing what is, Primordial don't know what winning rounds is at the moment.
No, they do not. Brief taste of glory before crushing defeat at the hands of the Romanians. So Nexus at the stage. Looks like an A hit, a much faster A hit than is usual. They've taken no B control at this point. Primordial's actually going to be rotating their first player over. That lack of B control from Nexus is going to give a lot of noise away. And it's just going to be a straight up execute.
Yeah, in they go. 1:15 on the clock, and they're going in here. So this is very early for Nexus in this particular matchup. In Cemente, 5 HP, gets the kill nonetheless. Cusco replying rather emphatically, and he's got some cover defense from Felix. Cusco still doing some damage before going down here, and here's Elias on the long rotate. He comes around through that lane, and he destroys them.
Yeah, fantastic play there by Primordial. I just want to point out one lovely little detail there. Nexus with those smokes cutting off the... cutting off the pit, taking the fight to the player in pit, and then trying to play from there. They didn't quite work out, but Primordial, great rotations. Obviously, no control from B from Nexus, which they have been doing a lot. Gives away the game pretty early. Primordial able to rotate. And Nexus's money not doing as well as I would have thought.
Indeed not. They're reduced now to the force buy. And as you said, that's a very fundamentally useful way to approach that. You know, segregating the player in the pits. I really like that. Thanks for pointing that out, because I was too busy watching Cusco dancing around all the bullets. It really was high noon. Looks Looks like they're going to be attempting to burst out apps here. Bit of a matchmaking strat coming in after the finesse of the previous round. Now going for the brute force. It could be working for them if not for Lagermonster. He's roasting, but he's toasting them with his AK.
That he is, and right now Nexus in a 1 versus 2 after that kill there. Sometime though, not going to be able to get the second kill as Elios does get the frag.
Yep, yes indeed. I think you're still a little bit ahead of me there, but hey. Beat that YouTube into submission. Well, Primordial doing their fair bit now to try to beat Nexus into submission. Finally, we see Nexus capitulate here a little bit on the economy. Still got some armor and some pistols, but it's not a proper force, and that's probably not the proper way to do that. Zello gets slapped down there by Cusco. You can see what he was trying to do, just trying to beat the timing of the molly, but unfortunately, maybe the spawn not quite good enough.
I predict there's going to be a nutty headshot. And another one.
Really? Really? Is it coming in? Oh, there it is. Jeez, you can see the future, can't you, Prof?
I'm living up to my name. I can prophesize everything.
Wow, this is amazing stuff, Prof. Why didn't they get you for ESL 1 Cologne? Why did they need Moses?
Because Moses is far more handsome and probably better.
Yeah, that's true.
I do have hair though, and he can't beat that.
This is true. I can't beat that either.
Either way, Nexus looking to beat Primordial in this round with probably the craziest buy that you could hope for in the situation.
Yeah, it's really not what you want to be dealing with. BTN has done...
How the...
What? Oh, the player in B, I didn't even notice that.
Neither did I. I'm busy waffling on, and like somehow Nexus has gotten a player into B site.
This is winnable for them now with sometime all the way pushed up there with CZ. It could work, although maybe he should have dropped the smoke for his teammate, but still BTN somehow dances away from the bullets. Cusco and Co now on the retake. They've definitely got the HP advantage. They've got everything going for them here. But still, with the CZ alive, you never know. And that is going to get the first kill as well. This is potentially big. And both of these players are coming from the same position, and they're getting destroyed. BTN, that is amazing out of him. Quad kill with the Deagle, nothing but headshots. Nexus steal the round away. And he's prophesying.
I don't have words. I mean, I'm making a joke about how impossible that round is to win. Somehow Primordial lets a player into B site when they're in a 3 versus 2 against an eco. And Nexus proceeds to win. I just don't understand. Lagermonster gets one but traded out.
How to basically throw it all away. Yep, I am definitely way behind you, man. It's like 4 or 5 seconds at this point.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, like I said, I can't actually stop it. If I hit the stop button and then click play, it just reloads to where it should be.
Yeah, we're not actually casting off GoTV. This is a feed directly from ESL. So unfortunately, if it desyncs, it's an issue. And oh, Jaxie causing some big issues. Yeah, he's again still feeling good, and he's feeling his aim. Brings it back. Of course, it was a 4v3 at that point. Zello, he's managed to sneak way in here. He could get rounded on, but he is so on point. He's got the cover defense from sometime as well. His headphones clearly work because he heard exactly where that player was moving. And they're just not going to be outfoxed here at all. Another round in the bag. The metaphorical bag. The bag is full of heads. They're getting all the scalps. They're getting all the rounds. The bag overfloweth.
Not with money, though. BTN and Jaxie are doing a very good impression of Church Mice. The rest of them looking fairly healthy for a buy in the next round. If it ever happens. It won't, because this is the last round.
I was just going to say, but you came to the realization on your own. I approve of this.
Oof.
Cusco, I approve of what he's about to do. Oh, jeez. Didn't even need to hit the headshot. Sometime was already low, but hey, Cusco, he doesn't do things half measures, does he? Neither does Cemente. This is some great work from him. He's got some big potential here to win this, and that is the bomb site completely unlocked on A. Still winnable, however, and we do have a weapon on Felix. Timing, though. They say fortune favors the brave. Felix was feeling really brave there, but not favored by fortune whatsoever. Well, that was a little anticlimactic. Jaxie, for once, not the last man alive. He actually had some support, and he was able to close it out.
Well, I mean, we can see why Nexus is not allowed to play Inferno all that often. I think this is on the second game that we've seen in the entire tournament of Inferno. There's been a number of games where it could have gone to a third map, but it somehow conspired not to.
Yeah, so only the second Inferno we're seeing, and as you say, Nexus clearly got Inferno dialed in. Maybe Primordial would have been a little bit better, but with Zach playing as well, but I can't really see that they would have done much more, maybe 6 rounds or something like that.
Sometimes?
Sometimes got plenty of time. He's got all the time in the world with a double kill. And he's got them running down on him as well. And he's just destroying them. Sometime he might have won the round for his team here. And it's down to Cusco. And now Cusco is down. Everybody's feeling down on Primordial. If you're on Nexus, you're up for this. You're feeling buoyant.
Yeah, you're feeling hotter than a pop star right now. Because that is some crazy plays there. I mean, that's the in-game leader. IGM. He's not, I mean, he's probably been the least performing player, and that's like no aspersions on him. It's just that's just how it goes. And picks up a 4K showing that he's got his boys back. Orzek and Felix, though.
Ooh, these CZs are doing some big damage. And yeah, Zello with the drive-by, he was kind of crazy with that weapon yesterday. There was a round that we saw where there were 4 or 5 kills with auto shotties. But now maybe the double auto shotty by not looking so clever after all.
No, definitely not. Unfortunately, they were expecting Primordial to actually hit the fast B site, and that didn't happen. Primordial waited a little while, forcing Nexus to get aggressive and taking it out of the comfort zone of those weapons. What?
Long range fight of the... Really? Come on. 2 HP is all he's got. But hey, he's
got a gun. He's got a gun. He's got armor. He's got more than just 2 HP axe streams. Jeez.
Jeez, okay.
He has a life.
Does he have a life outside of Counter-Strike?
He's certainly got weapons in Counter-Strike. I can't say anything about his life outside Counter-Strike. I do not know the young man. He clearly is a fantastic CSGO player, far better than myself.
That's not hard though. Let's be honest.
No, it's not very hard at all. A sentient potato would have better CS skills than me.
Sentient potato, okay.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few of them walking around.
Oh yeah, a lot of
They're
them on
not
Twitter
as rare
too.
as you think. Yeah.
13-4 Nexus in a good position, but they are buying into this one. They've got more of those shotguns, and maybe it's going to work for them. In fact, Zello, he just seems absolutely married to the shotgun, and why not when you're getting 2 kills like that? Is there any Jaws music for an alligator?
No, but there was a really bad movie called Lake Placid.
Oh yeah, that was a terrible movie, eh? The alligator is biting, however. Orzek with the trade. But this is favoring these CTs. And the gimmicky, crazy, silly buy could actually win them the round, yeah. In fact, it's definitely going to win them the round, yeah. I just don't see it with 2 HP on Orzek. He is not long for this world. And he will be planted in the ground in the tranquil surrounds of Inferno.
Yeah, planted in the Bone Garden. And they have Graveyard on this map, don't they? Yeah, so.
They do. In fact, there used to be 2 on this map at one point. Up on the left side of Banana. There were some gravestones back in the day.
Oh, do not remember.
This is substantially back in the day, however. The buy here for Primordial. Oh, this feels like a throwback to another time as well, because they don't have much to deal with. Orzek and Felix, though, are doing some work at least to bring it into the 3v3. The rifles definitely favoring Jaxie and co. With that kill on Jaxie. And what? Everybody dying here. We're not seeing any of it, unfortunately. So it's down to Jaxie again. The familiar situation. You have to clutch now, sir.
Well, he's been pretty good at them. He's got a whole bag of clutches, certainly. And that's the perfect way to start things off. Now knows that the second player should probably be in pit. And that'll confirm. Okay.
Okay, indeed. Jaxie there with another 3v1. The man has just been doing it all night, and he does it again. Nexus now on the map and match point. They are poised to go into the playoffs here, just behind Toxic in Group B. And this is some great work out of them. Primordial not showing their best selves at all tonight.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, it means we're not going to be able to see them in the playoffs.
Doesn't seem so.
At this point. I mean, I enjoyed the style that Primordial used. I think it did have its positives, but unfortunately, Nexus just too OP tonight.
Yeah, the meme bar working again for them. You can see they do like to do that. And they're going to like the fact that they're in the playoffs. The LoL team did really well last season in SEC. Maybe the CS team can emulate that now that they are in the playoffs. And there we go. So that is the game, guys. We do appreciate you for joining us. There's 5,000 euros on the line for the prize pool as we go into the playoffs next weekend. And there's also something available for you if you want to win yourself something nice. Type ! Giveaway in chat. We do thank you guys for joining us, and we hope that you'll join us again on, is it Sunday this week?
Officially it's Sunday according to our calendar, but I don't know if that's going to remain the case.
Yeah, it's usually Saturday that SEC will be coming your way, but I think this week it is Sunday, so that is going to happen, and that's when you'll get to see us again. If you've enjoyed this, of course, follow the channel. Also follow the casters, Extremes and Prophecy Gaming on Twitter. And make sure you follow ESL SEC as well. Thanks to the sponsors, particularly Need for Seat, for covering our asses.
Yeah, needed some covering at times.
Yeah, this is true. And then also Red Bull, they're not on here, but you'll see the Red Bull advertising. We do thank you guys for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and sound.
Saving